Hi guys, welcome to my Hey Reader-athon reading vlog. So for this readathon, it's 7 days, and I decided this time I am going to set myself up for success. I chose fairly short books for the different prompts, and the one longer book that I have, I actually might swap out because there are other options for this prompt that are available at the library that I need to go pick up, but I'll talk about that sometime after I actually go to the library. So to start things off today, actually, first what we're gonna do, I get a lot of emails as a person that has a few different websites and now BookTube. A lot of them are like spammy, but I had a company that asked if they could send me some glasses for me to review. So the company is TIJN, and here's the thing, I have a small head and picking out glasses is not easy. So I was excited when I went on their site and actually saw that they have some that are like the right width for my face. So they ended up sending me a pair of prescription glasses, 2 pairs of non-prescription glasses, and I don't even know, I think 3 pairs of prescription contact lenses that are colored. So I guess over the course of this week, I'm going to show you the different things they sent. I want to wear the non-prescription glasses with the prescription contacts because otherwise I can't see what I look like. So we're going to save those because I need to actually buy some contact solution. So we're going to start off with my pair of prescription frames. I picked these out because I like the rose gold color. They're different than my current glasses. And here's the thing, I'll put them on. These glasses are bigger than I've ever had before, and it took a while to get used to that. But now that I'm used to it, these ones actually feel pretty small. But I think, also I should probably clean them. It did come with a cloth, I'm just lazy. Can you even see that? Yeah, so they're like really thin and hard to see on my face. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of them yet. It'll take me a little bit. Plus, you know, we always, even if you have the same prescription, to get used to a new pair of glasses, it takes a bit. So we'll try wearing these for a little bit. Oh, actually a few videos ago, like right before I started filming the video, I sat on my glasses. So I should leave that video linked because my glasses were definitely crooked, and then Jared kind of bent them back for me a bit. So I'll try not to do that here. Anyway, I started out today reading On the Horizon, which is World War II Reflections by Lois Lowry. This is, I think it's like middle grade, but they're poems about World War II, which I thought would be really cool. But the way she has done it is really amazing. She connects World War II and a bunch of the big moments in history with her own life, which is fascinating. It starts out right at the beginning of her on the beach, and actually in an old home video that they have, that you can see the, what was that ship called? The Arizona, the one that got bombed in Pearl Harbor, actually going by like a couple months I think before it was bombed. So I chose this book because we have a 6-month-old right now. I wanted something really thin that I just like knew I could get done in a day, and yeah, it took me like, I don't know, half an hour or something. There's lots of pictures interspersed, so that helps. But I kind of thought, you know, it would be interesting and well done, but I didn't realize how much she would focus on like specific people that died in World War II and how that would make me feel. Like it's so much more personal, and it feels so much more real when there's people involved. So like on this page she wrote 2 poems, one about a guy named Leo and then one about brothers named George and Jimmy, and yeah, I would recommend this if you're into poetry, into World War II, into middle grade, anything. Give this one a try. So I have like kind of a strategy here. I wanted to get my read a book in a day done right off the bat because now I only have 3 books left. And I find this with my TBR as well. I like to get the shorter books, the ones I'm like most excited about, done first. And then where I'm going from here next is Briar Rose, because this book is tiny, like when you compare it. It's a little thicker, but I feel like this will also be a fairly fast one to get through. This is something to do with World War II and Poland, but there's also fantasy elements because there's Briar Rose, which is Sleeping Beauty, so I'm not sure how that's going to play into it, but I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, I'll see what I pick up. I'm going to the library at some point yet today, whenever I can get away, and I will pick up some other books. So this one was my one for the first 4 letters in your first name are in the title, but then since I got a notification that I have a bunch of holds, I think there's 3 other ones at the library that would fulfill that prompt that are shorter, that are also middle grade, so that would work with middle grade March that's coming up. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stick with this one or not. Okay, so now it's time to do some reading. My hair is still really wet. Yeah, so I went thrifting this morning. I had this idea, it's not an original idea, I've seen lots of people do this, to try to read some of my childhood favorite books at some point. So I thought I would go to the thrift store and find some of them, because I realized I don't remember what books I read as a child. I was always reading. My parents took my books away because I wouldn't do anything else. But other than the Babysitter's Club, like, I can't remember what I read. So I'm going to do a book haul. I'm going to film it this afternoon, but it will be live before this. So I'm not going to like go through all the books. But I did find a thesaurus for my daughter because she likes to write. She was embarrassingly excited to get this. I mean, she's 10 years old and she got really excited about a thesaurus. So we're raising some nerdy children. And then a couple of these books are for my kids. And a couple of them I was like, I don't really remember if I read these as a child, but the covers are really familiar. So yeah, whatever. I'll talk about it in my book haul. And then I also found like a perfect edition of A Light in the Attic. We already own this and my kids love it, but it is kind of falling apart and this was only 25 cents. So I figured I could replace our edition of this for 25 cents. So yesterday I sat down to read. I got it in about, I don't know, like 5 pages, and both kids woke up from their nap at the same time. And then last night I tried to read and I got 3 pages in and then I started falling asleep. So as someone that is like leading this readathon, I'm kind of doing a terrible job. I did check one book off at least, but I'm only this far into this book. So I got quite a bit of reading to do today. So far, I don't even know enough of what this is about. I'm on just barely started chapter 2, and I haven't even met all the characters. Completely confused. So yeah, hopefully I can do more reading than this. My daughter is finished one book, almost done a second, and my son actually just picked his books out today, but he's doing like picture books, so those will be easy. I don't know if you can hear like the squeaky vehicles that are going on in the background with the toddler. I can't stand the squeak. But we were talking this morning about the kids joining the Readathon and stuff, and I think we might add some more like kid features to the website. I don't know what that means or like what that will look like, but just an idea. If you have some ideas, let me know. Also, speaking of ideas, I would love to hear like what were some of your childhood favorite books. I have been able to think of some of the ones that our teachers read to us or assigned to us, but like for me to think about books that I actually read and enjoyed as a teenager is really hard. Not even a teenager, I mean like any time throughout school. I read The Babysitter's Club and really loved it. Other than that, what else was I reading? I don't know. Let me know what you were reading so that maybe I can remember what I was reading. So yeah, my plan today is to finish this book. Like, in normal life, that should be possible. But in a day like yesterday, that's not entirely possible. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I just got finished filming my book haul that will go live before this video. But then I wanted to share 2 books that I got from the library yesterday that might replace my the first 4 letters in my name prompt. One of them actually my daughter stole. It's Enola Holmes. Whatever the title is of that first book has all my letters. So that's like a middle grade mystery. And then I've got The Paper Magician. I just read 2 books by this author earlier this month and was intrigued to pick up more. So I don't know, this is like some kind of fantasy, possibly steampunk. Don't really know. Bound to a magic she never wanted, a young apprentice falls deeper into its mysteries when she must use everything she's learned from her master in order to save him and his heart. Okay, so there might be some kind of like romantic element there. But this one is shorter. And then one that I've heard really good things about is Echo Island. So this is by Jared Wilson, and it is a Christian middle grade, is it like fantasy? Action and adventure survival stories. Okay, I'm not like huge into survival stories, but I heard good things. When 4 recent high school graduates return from home from a weekend of camping, they expect to go back to life as usual. Instead, the boys discover empty streets, abandoned cars, and utter silence. Everyone has disappeared. Okay, I was like thinking like in the woods survival stories, which actually just reminded me, I've been thinking the last few days about like things I like and don't like in books. I'm gonna do a video on that. But apparently survival stories can be hit or miss. Like I don't like in the woods survival stories. But this one sounds interesting. So I'm gonna kind of play it by ear and see which book I end up reading for that prompt. And then I read a whole like 30 pages of Briar Rose. I'm pulling a Murphy Napier here, and I've been putting my pencil in here because I'm kind of taking notes. So I thought this would be like middle grade or YA, but it turns out like this is adult. And these sisters, I thought in their like 30s, 20s, I don't know, old enough that they shouldn't be arguing like children. I'm hoping there's gonna be some character growth here. Oh, there went my bookmark, which was a business card. Yeah, so I've got like What a Family and So Annoying written down because I just felt like I needed to write some notes. So yeah, all I know so far, this is an adult book. The grandma of these girls, she came over to America in the 40s-ish, and no one knows who she was before, but she claims she was Briar Rose, and now she just died, and 2 of the sisters think that's ridiculous. One is like, maybe there's something to this, so I don't know, I'm assuming the story will go from there. Whoa, this lighting really brings out the bags under my eyes. So I finished my book. Briar Rose. Love this cover. Totally bought this book mostly because of the cover, partly because it was like historical fiction with a fantasy twist. So I thought this book was nothing like what I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be middle grade YA with actual fairy tale elements, and it was nothing like that. It was adult with characters that acted like they were kids, and the whole point of the story is this grandmother dies, and her granddaughter promises to like kind of like figure out her past, and it relates to World War II. And yeah, like, it was a really cool idea. I liked the idea of the book. I hated how it was done. Yeah, which is too bad because I really like this cover. Would love to have it on my shelf, but I just like don't even want to keep it. But it's got some of my like annoyed notes in here. Yeah, disappointing. I don't know if I have anything else to say about that. Very disappointed. So now I'm going to start The Case of the Missing Marquis. I think that's how you say it. For the one that has the letters in my name, so CHAN are all in the title. I did have those other two options, and I might read those yet, but honestly, I have gotten this book out from the library at least 3 other times, and I've always returned it unread. And I'm like, this time I have to read it. So yeah, I'm forcing myself to read it. I'm only on page 8 so far. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, there's this one. And then the only other one I have to read is my sequel, which I'm going to be reading a Winter House book for that. Maybe tomorrow too, I'll do a little bit of a library haul, since I have gotten quite a few books out from the library lately, and I'm going to try to squeeze a bunch of them in middle grade March. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow when there's better lighting and, you know, I'm not so tired. I'm glad I am done this book that disappointed me, and now I guess I can check this off my list. I kind of want to use this cover for like some kind of art journal, maybe? Like tear out a bunch of pages and use this as a little art journal. There's an idea. Okay, so I've got a little baby in here again. Apparently Reika is just like cruising through the Hey Reader-athon because she's already finished 3 of her books. So she stole the Enola Holmes book from me, which I only read like the first chapter and a half last night, and then I got too tired to read. This is like parenting problems. So my other book is The Winter House Mysteries. I just started this while I was feeding the baby a bottle. Yeah, I'm like a couple pages in. This is the 3rd book in the series though, the 3rd and final book. So I'm looking forward to reading this. And then I want to show you, I went to the library twice recently and haven't shared my haul, minus a couple of those books that I shared the other night. But there's some that I'm really excited to show you. Okay, this is quite the stack. I think the baby's good. So I got The Fever. I was looking up, she's competing. I was looking up more post-apocalyptic pandemic kind of books, I think is what I was looking up. And this one popped up, so I might give this one a try. It's not like super high priority here. She fell over. I need to prop her back up. Then I got the rest of the, what is this series called? Ascendants? Is that what it's called? The first one is The False Prince. Then there's The Runaway King is book 2. The Shadow Throne is book 3. And The Captive Kingdom is book 4. I'm not sure if I'll get through what I'll get through here. And I don't know if these are technically middle grade or YA, but I might count them as middle grade March stuff. I've gotten this out before. This is Sally Clarkson's Awakening Wonder, Opening Your Child's Heart to the Beauty of Learning. I really want to read this one. I'm just not sure how I'm going to prioritize it. Then, oh, was it Shalise from Sodbuster Living? Collision of Lies. I heard this somewhere. I think it was her in a recent video. The case was tragic, but it was an accident, right? 3 years ago, a collision between a fast-moving freight train and a school bus full of kids led to devastation and grief on an unimaginable scale. but a fresh clue leads San Antonio police detective to the unlikely conclusion that one of the children may still be alive. So it says if she's correct, everything law enforcement believes about the accident is a lie. So that one sounds like totally up my alley. It's like, hey, I don't know if it's technically suspense according to the back, but my library categorized it as mystery, so I might count that for March Mystery Madness. Oh, I got Amari and the Night Brothers. This I heard good things about. This is a just came out fantasy book where this girl has never stopped believing her missing brother is alive. Oh, that's like, this is sounding similar. Yeah, so this is like fantasy. I'm not sure, so this is gonna go on my middle grade pile. Oh, and then I got the middle grade March, what's this called? The group read, The Brave. I've been looking for more Indigenous, Native American stories since I think that number is like 95% of the kids in foster care in Saskatchewan are Indigenous. So far, all the kids that we've fostered have, and so I want to read more stories like that. And I believe this kid maybe has some OCD. It says, I can't believe my dad tracked down my mother just to hand me off. I'm like a hot potato. No one keeps me for too long. I wonder how he asked her to take me. Did he beg? I bet she regrets answering the phone. Did he even tell her about my counting problem? Oh yeah, so maybe that's the OCD part. So I'm definitely going to be reading that in March. Oh, and then my friend recommended this book. You're Not Listening, What You're Missing and Why It Matters. So this is a nonfiction about, I don't know, how to listen better to people. I feel like that's, oh, someone tabbed it. This is either a really good spot or this is where they quit. Now I'm curious. Oh, there's questions. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? Why? What would constitute a perfect day for you? When did you last sing to yourself, to someone else? Are these questions you're supposed to ask people? You probably shouldn't open a book and read in the middle. Yeah, so she really talked this book up. So that will go on my nonfiction pile. Another book she really talked up is Prairie Lotus. This is, I think it's like Laura Ingalls, except I believe this girl is Chinese. And came to the US, Dakota Territory. She's half Chinese. And my friend that recommended it has lived in China for like most of her adult life, and she said this was really good. So this is gonna be a good one for middle grade March, I think. Then I got Muse because I was so curious about this one, and then Amanda from the Curly Reader. Oh, bless you! 3. Oh, usually she does 4. She was very disappointed by this book. She read it in February here, so I don't think I'm even gonna try that one. Oh, and then I think I bought this one, or it's from the library. I got this one for one of my kids, I think. The Animal Rescue Agency, Case File Little Claws. That just looks cute. And then I believe this is Susan Meisner's newest book, The Nature of Fragile Things. I think this just came out this year. Am I right? Yeah, 2021. So it's April 1906, a massive earthquake rocks San Francisco. Lives are lost and lives are shattered, but some rise from the ashes forever changed. I really liked the one of hers that I've read, but I can't remember what it's called. So I want to give that one a try, but it doesn't really fit into anything in March, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Then I got this book out because I was like, maybe I should give it a try. Like, people on BookTube like it. Then I thought maybe I should just do oh, hi. I should do like a specific reading vlog where I try like popular BookTube books and see what I think about them, because I feel like this one might be... Did you fall over? I feel like this one might be too literary for me, but I kind of want to try it. I wonder if I can do this. Yeah, you gotta sit. That's my hair. Don't knock over all the books. Okay, I just have a couple more. See if I can prevent her from like pulling on the tripod. Oh, I got Resistance by Jennifer Nielsen. She's the one that wrote the Ascendance trilogy, which is like kind of like fantasy-esque, but like historical-ish. It's like set in the past. And she's also written like The Night Divided, which I loved, and Words on Fire, I believe. And this is, when faced with the Nazis' evil, some chose to resist. And just judging from the cover, it looks amazing. So I don't know if this is YA or middle grade. It looks like maybe middle grade. So I'll put that on that pile. And then a book I'm so excited about. I finally got The Mystery of Mrs. Christie. I requested this from the library at the beginning of the year. It's quite a bit thinner than I was thinking, which is great because I will definitely read this in March for March Mystery Madness. I don't remember what all the prompts are. I'm not sure if it will fulfill a prompt, but it will just like, it'll be a mystery book that I read in March. This is someone's thoughts on what happened to Agatha Christie when she was missing for 11 days. I watched a movie on it once. I think it was on Netflix a few years ago, and it was interesting to see where they thought she went, and now I'm curious to read this. I've heard really good things. And the last book is Clues to the Universe. I don't know why I got this one. On the surface, these people are completely different. I don't know what... Someone maybe recommended this one to me. Nothing in here is like a buzzword. Hey, you're getting into all the books. So I'll look up on my list yet of... oh, here's my phone. Maybe someone recommended it. Okay, it doesn't look... I didn't put it on my list of books people recommended. This is so much harder to do when you're trying to get a baby to not like get into all the things. Yeah, so I'm not sure, I might not prioritize that one as quickly as some of these others, but I'm really excited about all these books. And so is the baby. She really wants to eat them all. Which one looks the best? Oh, just get out of my way. Let me eat the books. Okay. That wasn't weird, was it? I don't know how much I'm going to read today. I have a few things up that I need to do. I have a church prayer meeting. We can meet up to 30 people in our building, and so there are a number of us that are going to be, let me move all those books, meeting today, and I want to write a pen pal letter. So I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to get done, but so many good books that I want to read. As I suspected, I didn't really do any reading yesterday. I tried to start Winter House last night, and guys, like, I just cannot read in the evenings. I'm too exhausted. But I did read a little bit this morning. I'm on chapter 6 now, and this is book 3 in the series, that last book, so I obviously don't want to give too much away. But everyone in the Winter House family, I guess, has a power, and it's interesting. So far I can tell, like in the other 2 books for Elizabeth, it was always really easy to decide to use her power for good, and I can tell in this one now she is trying to figure out if she wants to use it for good or not. And I actually appreciate this struggle that she's already having at the beginning of the book, because I feel like this is so applicable to middle grade. I mean, obviously it's slightly different because, you know, it's not a fantasy world in real life, but you know, kids can decide if they want to like fight for good or fight for evil, or be the helper or the mean guy. And yeah, so I think this is middle grade, so like I'm 99.9% sure she's going to end up using it for good, but I think it'll be interesting to watch her struggle with that throughout. Yeah, so I would like to finish this today. Baby's playing with her toys again. Originally I was going to try to film a video today, my February wrap-up, but I woke up with a headache and like it just barely went away, and I don't feel like doing an actual full-on video. So then I think I'll have more time for reading this afternoon and getting a few other things done. So there's definitely a possibility I could get this done. I hope so, because I want to get through Enola Holmes and possibly a couple more books that fit the prompts in the next couple days. Oh, and tonight I'm finally going to pick up contact solutions so I can try out those colored contacts. We're gonna see how it goes. I've never worn colored contacts, and it's been years since I have worn contacts in general. But we'll see. I just, yeah, need to grab that solution so I can try it out tomorrow, I guess. Okay, it feels very weird to be looking at myself with contacts in because I've hardly worn any in the last few years, and I've never worn color contacts before, so I forget what color these are, but I'll write it down. I got 3 different colors of contacts, and I wanted to try them all on, but I went to 3 different stores, and they were all out of like contact solution and cases. So I don't know if just everyone's wearing contacts these days, which would make sense because it is so much easier with a face mask to be wearing them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to wear the other ones because I need a place to put them, but this is one of the pairs. And now that I can actually see what I look like, I probably shouldn't be wearing a green shirt with green glasses, but this is one of them. And these are the other ones. These are like way out of my element. Try to get it without a glare. Yeah, so colored contacts, glasses. Were you just scratching that thing or was that a little fart? That's so funny. Okay, so I just finished Winter House Mysteries. This book very much ended up how I thought it would. I enjoyed it. I think some people wouldn't like the magical elements that are in here, but I said way back in the summer with my Harry Potter fantasy video, to me, like, fantasy is so much how much you feel convicted about certain things. For me, if the good wins out, that's what I'm looking for in my fantasy, and it won out in this. So, do I keep these ones on? They're pretty glary. Maybe I'll try the other ones. I was going to read this Enola Holmes book, but now Reika's taking forever reading it. So, in the meantime, I'm going to pick up Echo Island because it's got my CHAN right there. Yeah, so this is like a YA, Christian, action-adventure, survival stories, kind of like suspense kind of thing. Jared read this in 2 evenings, and he doesn't normally read books quickly, and he doesn't normally read these kind of books, and he wouldn't tell me anything about it. And now I need to know. So I'm going to read this. The Silence Holds a Secret. So all I know is some high school graduates return home from a weekend of camping and expect to go back to life as usual. Instead, the boys discover empty streets, abandoned cars, and utter silence. Everyone has disappeared. So that sounds interesting to me. It should be a quick read. I'm not sure how much time I'll have today to read it, but tomorrow for sure. So I have like 2.5 more days left of this readathon, and I'm definitely gonna get this one done. Hopefully the Enola Holmes, and then possibly another book or 2 yet. So I'm just kind of like using some of my prompts double time. okay, just a quick little reading update with all the kids around. Well, 3 out of 4. I finished the Enola Holmes book, which means I technically have finished the Readathon, because I did books for all 4 prompts, but I'm going to try to squeeze a few extras in. Yeah, don't drive into the tripod, sir. Yes. Okay. So I'm, yeah, a third of the way through Echo Island, plus the cat comes in, of course. So this is one of my options to finish. Another one of my options is possibly The Paper Magician. This one has the first 4 letters of my first name in it. And then another option was, someone recommended this book maybe for a read in a day. And this is called Last Breath. It is a prelude, I think, to a thriller suspense series. I don't know anything about it, honestly. At the age of 13, Charlie's childhood dream came to an abrupt and devastating end. 2 men with a grudge against her lawyer father broke into her home, and after that shocking night, Charlie's world has never been the same. Also, the author's name is Karen Slaughter, which, is that her real name? Because that is an awesome name for someone that writes suspense. Yeah, so this one's really short. It's a tiny book. It's 175 pages, but like, it's that small. So I may finish 1, 2, or 3 of these. It's a day and a half left. I probably won't do all 3, but maybe 1 or 2. We'll see what happens. One last little update, and I managed to finish this book, which means I read 2 books for the book that starts with the first 4, or has the first 4 letters of your first name in it. This one. Okay, so if you're okay with not knowing what in the world is going on in a book for the very first half of a book, I'd say give this one a try. I actually think I liked it, but I was halfway through and I was like, actually, nothing has happened so far. It didn't feel like nothing had happened necessarily, but I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then just over halfway, things kind of like start unraveling a little bit. Yeah, it was interesting. It feels very, very much like Frank Peretti's writing. So if you like his writing, I would say give this one a try. Yeah. And then I started 2 more books. I was gonna try this one for read in a day. And this one also has the first 4 letters of my first name. I read, yeah, I'm on page 4 of this one, so I have no idea. But so far, it's in a world where there is different kinds of magic. And I guess you go to like a magic school, and the main character, whose name I don't even remember or know yet, they got put with this magic of paper so that you can make like paper unfold itself and stuff, and they're so disappointed that this is the magic that they got put with. It's an interesting concept, but yeah, like 4 pages in, so no idea. And then Last Breath. So far this is about a fairly new lawyer who is asked by a teenager to help her be emancipated from her grandparents. I'm actually, I don't even know where, 30-ish pages in. There is a bit of swearing so far, but other than that, I don't really know what's going on much. Cat always wants to get in here. So there we go. That's the readathon. I managed to finish it. I even went above and beyond a little bit, and now I'm probably going to finish these 2 books, or I might like put these off for a bit and do some like March Mystery Madness / mystery, yeah, March Mystery Madness / Middle Grade March. Although this is suspense, kind of maybe like mystery-esque, and then this would be fantasy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the Hey Reader-athon, and if you didn't get to join, I'm sure I'll do one again sometime later in the year, so keep an eye out for that. And thanks for coming along for this reading vlog.